Hey, what's good YouTube? Welcome to another video, and today's video is gonna be a bit different than anything else that we had before. Well, it will be more of a story time with a super different gameplay that you're used to seeing. And before we start, let me point out that more than 90% of you watching are not subscribed to my channel. So come on, help a dude out, please. Be nice. So what happened was I was grinding Unlimited and I ran into this dude. Usually when I grind I have my headphones on and I'm just listening to the music, so it's not my PlayStation headphones, so I don't really hear any sounds that are coming from the game or from people talking. But I'm playing on PS5, and if you're not aware, on a PS5 controller, right there on the bottom, there is a microphone and a basically a stereo where you can actually hear sounds if someone starts talking to you during the game. And when people start talking, there is a mic icon right by their name on the screen, so you can actually see that someone is trying to say something. Usually it is just random noises or coughing or whatever, just because people don't have their mics on mute, and since that mic is in the in the joysticks, people don't really even know, or I don't know, they just ignore the fact that someone else can hear them spread those random noises. So a lot of times I'm listening to the music and I don't really pay attention, just because most of the times nobody is actually talking to me. So what happened in this specific game was that dude was actually trying to talk to me. Of course I had my headphones on and I didn't hear him at first, but later I realized that I am hearing some actual words coming from my joystick. At that point I was up like 10 points in the middle of the first quarter, and that dude was just calling me a sweat and telling me I have no life, no job and whatever, and oh, you're playing this game so much, oh look, you have David Robinson, you have Kawhi Leonard and whatever, and yeah, he was just calling me a sweat, no life, and so on and so on and so on, even though he himself was running Dwayne Wade and Kawhi Leonard. So at that point I hopped on a mic. I was like, dude, come on, chill out, it's just a game, like there's no need to be so salty or whatever, just take your loss at this point, because well, he was losing and there was literally nothing he can do at that point. But that doesn't even matter. Like if he wants to play the whole game, if he needs to play the whole game, that's fine. But he was just shouting, yo, I told you, I just want to do some challenges, and just you don't need to sweat and all that. And the dude himself was literally running full off-ball defense, like since the very start. He changed his settings before the game started, and he was like sweating himself, like really sweating. But it's just the thing that he's not that good at the game, so it didn't really work. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, it happens to somebody. Maybe it was his off day or whatever. But yeah, anyway, at that point I was like, yeah, dude, just chill out. And he was like, well, since you're sweating, I'm just gonna take up as much of your time as I can and drag this game as much as I can. And well, at first it was just funny to me, and I'm like, yeah, cool, dude, whatever. And I just muted him. And I guess that was a big mistake. I mean, the whole going into Unlimited at that point was a big mistake, and you can see why. This gameplay is from that exact game. I just started recording it a bit later. What dude was doing, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in my entire NBA2K career. He was dragging the game as much as possible, but like he was super like tactical about it, because he actually managed to drag the whole game and not get I don't know if you know, but there's like a little table that comes out after a lot of consecutive turnovers or a lot of fouls that just lets your opponent to either click continue or quit. Well, the same thing happens if you run out of pause time or whatever. So yeah, after a lot of consecutive turnovers or fouls, it just comes up. But he was so tactical about it that he was just mixing and matching basically everything. He would take a timeout, wait the whole thing out. He would get like 5 turnovers, then he would foul, and then he would just after fouling he gets another turnover, then gets a timeout, then pauses, and then just waits for a pause to like go to the middle, and then again a timeout, again turnover, again 3-point violation after 3-point and a key violations, and same thing after the same thing and after the same thing, but again mixing and matching everything. And I am not gonna lie to you, the game took 1 hour and 20 minutes to finish. This is literally the longest I've ever took to play one game of Unlimited. It was insane, like playing 12 minutes on against whatever, like 12-minute quarters. It takes less than it took me to play, well, actually 3 quarters against that guy. It's just insane, like how much you can drag the game on. And at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to play this game anymore. Like, I'm a few games away from a pink diamond reward, and I just don't even want it anymore, because like people like that who are so toxic, they just take away all the joy from the game. Imagine doing this and playing against this for more than an hour. Like, if I wouldn't do anything, I would probably be the one who gets like kicked out of the game because I'm not as tactical about it. And it seemed like this dude knew what he was doing, like from the fact that he was actually able to drag this whole game without getting without getting kicked out. It seems like it was not his first rodeo, and this is not the first time that he's actually doing this. So if you ever queue up against this Tito Ortiz guy, it just casual warning for you, beware, he's super toxic. So yeah, just you can, I don't know, take an easy W, but be prepared for something like this to happen. So yeah, that was my little story about what happened and what I encountered in Unlimited. But I honestly think that 2K, by actually including all those play and Unlimited game challenges, they are just encouraging a toxicity in the community. Like, play an Unlimited game is the worst possible challenge that you can include in a game. A lot of people don't like 5v5, a lot of people don't like playing Unlimited because, well, it's full of sweats like me, and yeah, a lot of people don't want to play like that, and like, it's completely fine, to each their own, but when there is a challenge to play a game, they have to get in and play the full game. And if they don't like it, they are not gonna be happy. And there are people who are more vocal, and there are people who are less vocal. So people who are more vocal probably are gonna show how unhappy they are, but it's gonna be their opponent who actually gets all that toxicity. So yeah, it's really, like, at the end of the day, it's 2K's fault for encouraging people to like get in the game that they don't want to get in just to get a Clyde Drexler card, which like a lot of other YouTubers hyped up, which is not really that good at the end of the day. Well, personal opinion. But yeah, anyway, all those objectives just to go and play an Unlimited game, this is what really, like, this is the biggest problem in my opinion. And yeah, honestly, if that challenge would be just to win that game, like, a lot of people wouldn't even bother to go. Like, those people who know that they don't like or don't know how to play 5v5, like, they wouldn't even go in, and they wouldn't bother staying till the end. And honestly, I don't think that, like, when you're minus 70 or 80 points in the game, like in the middle of third quarter, and that when you're shooting just half-court shots all game, just because you know that you cannot play as equal against your opponent, I don't think that you're taking really anything from that game. I don't think it's fun for you. Like, it's not fun for anyone. And like, even I had those games where I'm winning by 60, 70, and I know that dude is in a game just because he needs to play the full game. And it's not fun for either of us. It just takes a lot of time, it's boring, and it gets repetitive. And lately there's been more and more of those play and Unlimited game challenges. And like, my grind, let's say my grind from my perspective, I grind to a Galaxy Opal reward. Now it's twice as long, just because before those challenges, a lot of times I get up like 15, 20 points, and there's a lot of people who don't really need to play the whole game, they just want to win. And they see that they cannot win, and they quit, and they save some time, I save some time. That's win-win in my book. But when they have to play, they just get in and just waste their time there at that point. So yeah, that is my opinion on those challenges and what actually is an underlying issue causing all this toxicity in the whole community. Anyway, that's gonna be it from me for today, and I hope this gameplay didn't make you want to poke your eyes out or hurt yourself in any other way, because, well, I know it was hurtful and hard to watch. But if you stayed till this point, please go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed it, and thank you all for watching. But now I'm out.